The topic of today's lecture is selection rule. This is a very interesting topic. Now, for a transition to occur successfully, the system must satisfy three criteria. Number one, the mode of motion, say vibration, rotation, that is to be studied must be associated with oscillation in dipole moment. Then only radiation matter interaction is possible. So this is a mandatory criteria and I have discussed this point in previous videos. Next point, the photon that will be absorbed by the concerned mode of vibration or rotation must provide the energy required for the transition to occur. This transition requires a definite amount of energy. So the photon that is being absorbed by the initial state must carry the required energy for transition. Now it is not the case that the photon must carry the exact energy required for this transition. Transition also occurs when the mode absorbs a photon carrying energy excess than that required. So these 2 points have been discussed already. Now the third point, which is the most fundamental one, is that for a successful transition, a question arises whether the transition is allowed or not. Is allowed or not? Some will say, what is that question? What do you mean by allowed or not? Yes, the question is valid. Even if a system qualifies the first 2 criteria, the transition may not become successful if it is forbidden by the selection rule. Then, what is selection rule? To clarify the rule in a simple way, let us consider 3 levels. Say n equal to 0, this is the first excited state, n equal to 1 and n equal to 2, the second excited state. 3 transitions that are possible are 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, and another from 0 to 2. If it is found that 0 to 1 and 1 to 2 transitions are not possible and 0 to 2 is allowed, then we can write the selection rule to be del n equals to plus minus 2. So this is the representation. Now the major question is how to find out which transition may occur, that is allowed, and which is forbidden. To have the answer, we have to find the value of the transition moment integral, TMI. We already know that integration within the proper range, psi n star psi m d tau equals to Kronecker delta, del mn. This is the orthonormality relation. Now this del mn equals to 1 when m equals to n and equals to 0 when m not equal to n. We will actually have three types of values. Firstly, this integral, say I minus infinity to plus infinity, that may vary. For example, in case of particle in a box, it will be 0 to L in this way. Now psi n star, psi m d tau equals to 1 when m equals to n and both are normalized wave functions. Now if n equals to m and they are not normalized, then what will happen? It will be not equal to 0. The value will be greater than 0, less than 1. So in this case it will be m equals to n and the wave functions are not normalized. So this is normalized, this is unnormalized. But it will be 0 when m not equal to n. That is, the wave functions are orthogonal. So this is already known. We have studied it in quantum mechanics. Now we will use this concept to find the selection rule for any particular spectroscopic system. Let us study this transition. The system transit from this level to this level, from m to n. Now the photon strikes the ground state. Let this photon having symmetry mu, it will operate on this wave function which has symmetry psi m, and our target is whether this symmetry, upon operating this symmetry, will be able to convert the ground state symmetry to the excited state symmetry, that is psi m. So our essence of finding the transition moment integral is to have this information that whether this symmetry, upon operating on this symmetry, will be able to convert to the excited state symmetry. Then only transition will occur, and if it fails, transition will be forbidden. Now transition moment integral, it will be minus infinity to plus infinity or within the said range if we know the system. And it will be psi n star, and here it will be mu psi m. This is the symmetry of the photon of the electromagnetic radiation. It will operate on the ground state. Now this is case 1. Psi n star. Now mu psi m, if mu psi m equals to psi n, I have forgotten to write the range, d tau. If mu psi m equals to psi n, then what will happen? It will be not equals to 0. This means that mu is able to convert psi m to psi n, which is the excited state, and in this case the transition will be allowed. Case 2. If mu is unable to convert psi m to psi n, then it will be, say, psi p. It will have some different symmetry. p not equals to n, then what will happen? It will be orthogonal. So it will be 0. Means the photon is unable to convert the ground state to the excited state. So in this case, transition will not occur and it is forbidden. So we can conclude that non-zero value of the transition moment integral will allow the transition, while zero valued transition moment integral will be forbidden. Now sometimes psi is complex and the solution of these integrals becomes hectic, and we have to take the help of group theory to make our life simple, to predict which transition is allowed, which is not, that is to predict the selection rule. So that I will discuss later.